Greetings, beloved brothers and sisters. You have most likely heard the expression, as above, so below. It's a very well-known analogy. This relationship, the one between what is above and what is below, and the fact that they could be unified, is more than just an aspiration. It is the truth. And your time here on this planet is an opportunity to realize that truth, to make it real, as opposed to a wish that might happen one day. Early in Christian theology, the notion about experiencing heaven was something that was seen as a reward for being as kind and as deserving as you could be while you're on the planet. But the underlying message was, you're going to suffer when you're here. But don't worry, as bad as it is, and as unfair as it is, and as downtrodden as you are, and as miserable as you are, when you get to heaven, it's going to be great. As a matter of fact, the better you behave while you're here, the more likely you will be whisked into heaven rather than hell. It's totally a fear-based motivation. Be good for heaven's sake. Because if you're bad, God will know, or Santa Claus will know. So be good for goodness sake. All of this misses the analogy entirely. There are so many places where human beings get to experience as above, so below. Part of it is in having children. The children see the parents as God. The children wish they could be as above. When can I have those freedoms? When can I stay up late? When can I be in charge of my life? And then they say, well, I want to be like him, or I want to be like her. Unfortunately, the parents who are raised by parents, are not perfect, are not fully realized in their godhood. And consequently, being like them means taking on all of their misunderstandings and fears, and either resisting them or copying them when you get older. But it is a similar as above, so below. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Or as this dear one likes to say, the tire doesn't roll far from the mobile home. But really, as above, so below is about being who you really are, as is your Father, being the Christ, not imitating the Christ, not trying to be good so that nothing bad happens to you. It's not a giving to get. It's not to get a reward. Your life is its own reward, your realization of who you are makes you as above, to the point that you realize there is no difference. This is heaven on earth, and it's about realizing it. On the way there, there is something that has to happen, and that is the unfoldment or the revelation of the thought system that has had you imprisoned for so long. Most people, when they hear about spirituality and how great it sounds, have this response like, well, sign me up. I'd much rather be at peace than where my head is. I'd much rather feel love than hate. Sign me up, sign me up. What do I have to do? Who do I have to follow? How do I have to behave? But that doesn't get you there, because part of what you have to do is you have to surrender the thought system that has kept you in prison. You have to actually choose something else, but not by stepping over your fears, but by embracing them, allowing them, loving them, so they can be released, so that you can actually outgrow them, so that they no longer are needed, because your life is not about survival anymore. It's about thriving and extending the love that you are throughout the universe. So along the way to recreating and realizing the truth of who you are, allow the things that could be called who you aren't to bubble up, be examined, be loved, and be released. Thank them for their service, but you no longer need them. This realization will happen faster and faster the less you resist. Let things rumble up, bubble up. Let yourself feel what you feel. You may be horrified to discover how much fear has played a role in who you think you are. It's okay. Bring love to all of it and surrender these things that you no longer need. So you can rest in who you are and express that love everywhere. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.